Hello everyone, this is Hamza Mazhar Sheikh, CEO and founder of Our Garden Corporation. First of all, I would like to apologize that I'm late, and one of the reasons to that is that I wasn't feeling well. There's something viral going on over here, and I was suffering from flu and sore throat, and potentially fever as well. But Alhamdulillah, I'm fine now, and let's get on to what I'm really here to do. So there was lots of content and case studies that I wanted to share with you people, but you know what, all in good time because I'm a bit behind my in terms of my online sharing, but all in good time. Everything will be shared to you in a brief period of time. So the first thing is that the first thing that I've missed is a client diary case. The second case that I'd like to discuss, it is regarding customized flavored butter, organic butter business. And I won't name them as usual. And one of the reasons to that is that if I have to name them, then it's something that is not right. And then I won't be able to tell what's wrong with what they're doing. But nonetheless, I won't tell you their name, and we'll talk about what kind of mistakes they're making as a business. Now, the first thing that I would like to point out is that they are already, in consultation with us. As of this moment, they've not potentially opted for our services, but they've asked for a brief, a detailed brand and business strategy audit, and they're consulting with us. And they've said that, once we point out everything, only then they'll decide whether they have to offer our services or not. It's a fairly small business. We're a small enterprise, and we're always there to help businesses, no matter what the size is. And let's get on to it. And I'd like to share what they were doing wrong, and it is imperative that you understand it. Potentially you can be doing this business as well. So it's a customized organic, not potentially customized, but flavored organic butter products. It's a fairly small portfolio based on less than 10 products, and all of them are butter and flavors. This is packaged butter we're talking about. It's obviously a perishable good, and it's an FMCG as well, fast-moving consumer good. But the biggest thing that we've seen is that this particular product, they're offering flavors to, and these flavors are something, the kind of flavors that they've not potentially existed before. So there's dates flavor, strawberry, raspberry, blueberry flavor, mango flavor, banana flavor. So these are the kinds of flavors that they're offering with that, and jalapeno flavor, olive flavor, which is something new, which is something innovative. But in order to have sales, they're not getting any kinds of sales as of this moment. People have tried their product, but they're not returning, and at the same time, they are having a huge and difficult time in terms of having trials of their products because it's only the first purchase after which the customer decides whether they have to buy this product again and again or not. So there were numerous issues with that, and I would like to start with this. First thing that we have to analyze in this particular business model is that what's the particular problem that they're going through. So the biggest problem is no sales, no or lesser revenues, no potential break even because it's like a time bomb when you're doing business. You have to break even in a particular set of time or you'll exhaust all of your resources, whether it's capital or anything else. So the first issue that we saw in this particular case was that we have to analyze the kind of product we're selling, and we have to analyze the consumer behavior when it comes to buying this particular product. So butter is potentially an FMCG product, a fast moving consumer good. And when it comes to FMCGs, things as the name itself suggests that it's fast moving, and people consume it, and this is something, it's like a commodity nowadays. So in case of butter, you need people, first you need to analyze that, how people purchase butter. So the first thing is that when they go for, a weekly or a bi-monthly grocery, they buy butter at that time. But obviously it's a perishable good, so they have to, they buy it in, just the quantity that they would consume in the next few days. Apart from this, the second purchase decision takes place is when there's this weekly idea and or bi-weekly idea or tri-weekly idea when people buy perishable goods for their homes, such as milk, yogurt, butter is also this particular kind, because people want to consume it fresh, like fruits and vegetables. So one of the biggest things is that you need to analyze the kind of product you're selling and the kind of demand that lies within. So normally what happens if you see in a household, they just ask one of their servants to go to the market and buy a butter. It's potentially blue brand or any other brand that they say. Now, blue band is potentially it's a margarine, but that's a debate for another time. But this we're talking about this butter category. Now, you see, if a servant is, they're just told that go buy this particular butter, that's it. So he goes to the nearest general store or the nearest, perishable goods store, potentially in this particular case, a milk store or dairy product store. They would buy butter from over there, or potentially a supermarket. They would buy butter from there. That's it. They would just pay and then take it. That's it. But this particular segment that they're targeting, obviously it's expensive. They have these 200 gram, 400 gram, 600 gram servings, which is quite a lot. We suggested on to not having 600 gram servings because no one would buy this much and be able to consume it in the particular set of time before it goes bad. So the first thing is, we have to analyze this kind of demand. We have to analyze how these work. And having said what I've just said in a few moments ago, this is how people purchase butter. Now, convincing them to buy this from an e-commerce store, which is something that they don't normally do. So your e-commerce store, they have to access your e-commerce store separately in order to buy this kind of product. This is something that normally people don't do in the cases of FMCGs. They just not, there's this whole idea of being regular and after every 3 days, going to your website and then ordering this butter and then, expecting it to come. So this is something that doesn't quite set right, and this is not the kind of strategy based on demand of the product and the nature of product that you'd like to go. So it's a high value product. If butter is expensive and it's organic and then it's flavored, it's a high value product based on different product differentiation. So this is the kind of strategy that you have to use. Now, when you have selected this strategy, obviously there will be premium pricing, but you would have to justify the experience and the pricing for that. So in terms of experience, one of the biggest issue was that when we visited and audited their website, this it was only a one-page store. It still is actually, and there are only the products listed right there on the homepage. There's no company background. There are no details. There are no terms and conditions. There's no additional information required for people to know what kind of product this new product is and how it will function. So they need to know that the moment they would buy this product and select cash on delivery, so is it available in all of the cities? Yes or no? And what kind of time frame are they looking at before it gets delivered? So if ideally they want to have it for their breakfast, what they should do, they should probably just wake up and order it. That is something very impossible to think of, or whether they should order it a day before. These kinds of information which is missing and which creates a bad customer experience. And some of these customers, they don't even return no matter how much improvement you've set up and you've put in place after making these kinds of mistakes. So this is the whole idea. And there's absolutely no company background. The biggest issue is that if you're offering something organic, you need to tell them why they should buy from you. Why is your product unique? You need to tell them the kind of company you are, from how many time are you functioning. Why does your expertise matter, and why they should choose you over anyone else, and why your product is unique, and why it's functional and it would work. You need to tell them. So documentary style videos are a big advantage to this kind of business model, because need to tell them it should be informative, and after information only then they would trust you, because in a high value segment, a high value premium product differentiation model, trust needs to be built. So if there's no trust, then obviously they won't buy your product. Now, having said that, there's this whole idea which is something it was horrible, and I've never used this word, but I'm using it right now. The idea of certification and product testing. So you see, an FMCG should be tested. It should be, tested from the relevant labs and authorities, and it should have those certified label over on the packing of the product, so that people know that it's safe to eat. Now, this is something that does not go around in some categories. Say, we've also analyzed businesses selling dry fruits. We've also analyzed businesses selling honey. So they don't need this kind of certification. This particular product technically does not need certification, when it's organic and everything. But in order to build trust, because this particular the dairy category, it's based on certifications in Pakistan. So this brand operates in Pakistan, so they need to have some kind of certification labeled on it, obviously legally, because dairy products are something that they've been a huge issue given the current status quo of faulty products and poisonous products and unhealthy, unhygienic products. So they need certification for that as well. So if they're organic, they need to build up trust, and which would take a lot of time because you need to create more content when it comes to building up trust when it comes to your business. So there are no certifications. People ask, whenever they see dairy products, there's always some kind of certifications written on them. There are stamps and there are figures written on them, ISO certification. So in this particular case, there are no certifications, which is currently a disadvantage for the business. But it would eventually help them if they get those kind of certifications. It would eventually help them to grow. The next thing that is okay, so the packaging design, which was again, I'm using this word, it's horrible right now. And the reason is that the packaging design looks like a medicine box. And we analyzed it, and my team was just looking at each other, and I was looking at them, and I was saying, this is not how things go. Because if it's a blueberry flavored yogurt, the packaging needs to be very colorful and attractive for that. You see, the packaging is the first time, it's the first stimulus the consumer is exposed to. So that person needs to be convinced just by looking at the packaging of the product that no, he or she is supposed to consume it no matter what. So it looks like a medicine. If it's a blueberry flavor, there's this little blueberry just printed on the side of the box, which is not good. And we have suggested this to them as well to change their packaging, and they've just changed the color of the bar, brown, blue, red, which is not enough. It should be colorful. It should be premium packaging because this is premium segment we're talking about. It needs to look premium. They should use foil-based colorings. They should use attractive colors. So packaging was a big issue as well. Now moving on, in this particular case, there were no attractive visuals, and the whole crux, and ultimately the last problem of all, the two problems that the first one, the second last one is their social media. It is still not performing well. We've suggested to them, we've submitted a formal report, and obviously it would take some time for them to implement changes. But believe me, it has been, I don't know who's been working for them. I have not asked them the kind of, which agency they hired or they're working with, because this is something that has done no justice to this particular business. You see vague AI voiceovers and using those croissants, and then just spreading the butter on them and creating a video. It does not work that the way they've. I know they've tried, but that's not how things go. So we've submitted a formal report, and we've audited, and we've given conclusive presentations to them, and we've explained them everything, the kind of things that they're doing wrong. And lastly, there are no collaborations. There are no setup stalls, which is a huge mistake. When I was mentioning product testing, you need to give this taste to the customers for free, because you have to start with this. Start at places where there's a lot of foot traffic, malls and supermarkets. Just create a stall, ask people to taste it and what they feel about it, review it. Please, they need to go through this experience, and let alone distinguishly opening the website, opening your Shopify store, and then ordering it every 3 days. This is a huge journey. This is a huge gap that they have to go through. So please put in effort these campaigns. And again, not every issue is marketing related. There are issues in this particular case, but trust me, this is not how businesses go. So you see, we've submitted all kinds of reports, and we're hoping that they would work with us. It's a startup, and they're a small business, but we have lots to offer to them. We have lots kind of automations to offer to them, services and expansion plans. and I hope to see them. They've just consulted now, and they're going through the kind of solutions that we've given to them, and I hope that they grow and flourish and become a bigger business in the future because the product was actually nice when we tested it, and it all comes down to how you present your product. That's about it, I guess. Stay tuned and grow global with our Thank you very much.